But now that we have some movement, I could see the market going down and hitting some people's stops and then making the continuation up. But it also makes sense doing the opposite, because when you look in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, that's why I did that. But during it, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It could go either way. I don't freaking know. Well, the time has come. I decided to listen to a lot of you guys who kept mentioning and talking about ICT in all the comments. I had some spare time this weekend. I had a lot of spare time this weekend, and I started watching the 2022 mentorship from ICT. I got through about I think I watched like 20 videos, so about half of what's on the channel for that playlist. Some of them I did skip towards the end of the 20 because they were talking more about Forex, so I just figured I'd skip those. But with the main principle of the fair value gaps and liquidity hunting and all that, or the stops hunting and stuff like that, I decided to try that strategy out. I don't think it was exactly how like he teaches it. I was mainly just looking for like highs and lows, or swing highs and swing lows, followed by fair value gaps, and just try to trade those. In the beginning, I'm going to not be very aggressive, just take scalps and go from there. Today we got a winner. It wasn't like a 100-point move that are shown in his setups, but at the same time, I probably won't be grabbing 100-point moves even if we get really good at this, because that kind of requires you to sit through or wait on these trades to play out like all day long. Some of them, they're setups in the morning and then you're exiting like in the afternoon. I just can't do that with my current work schedule. So grabbing my scalp for the day, I'm perfectly fine with that. I mentioned during the trade or after the trade, I don't know if this was just a lucky trade that it happened to pan out, because some of these setups that I've looked at, they don't always work out. But so let me know if you trade like this. What I was talking through the setup and the trade, let me know if I was saying things correctly, because I'm not sure. I'm kind of just trying to regurgitate some of the things that I learned over the weekend. And yeah, I mean, it worked out, but it could have, I'm aware that it could have been luck, and I need to keep dialing this in. And I kind of want to make some changes to kind of fit my trading personality. So yep, enjoy it. If you're interested in it, check out the Inner Circle Traders channel and playlists. It's been highly recommended by a lot of people in the comments. When you search ICT on Reddit, on the day trading subreddit, there's a lot of controversy and a lot of people don't like in there. So I don't know if it's just haters. I don't know if those people are correct, but why not give it a try? For me, just kind of scrubbing through candles over the weekend, like from the past week, it seemed like it looks like I could pick out some decent setups. Some of them obviously don't work, but I think the ones that do work will outweigh the ones that do work will outweigh the ones that don't work. So I don't know. Let's stick to it, see how it feels this week, and go from there. Make adjustments as needed. If you guys see something that I'm doing wrong, let me know, please. I appreciate it. And I think that's it. Enjoy the video, enjoy the trade, and see you guys tomorrow. So I'm gonna be looking for longs. I'm expecting the market to continue this uptrend on the hourly chart. What the hell is this? Hourly chart, we've been moving up. Daily chart, we've been moving up, testing these highs. So I'm kind of expecting, not necessarily breaking above them to continue ripping, but at least some type of breakthrough. Which we did a little bit, but only about like 10 points. At the same time, we do have a fair value gap that I highlighted with this rectangle. So within the next few days, the possibility of coming down and testing that as well. We had this downtrend, which then we broke out of, so I don't know. Who knows what the hell the market's gonna do. I'm just gonna hunt for these fair value gaps and see what we get. I took all indicators off the chart, so we have a clear mind and we're not influenced by all that crap. Putting a line down here at like 75-ish. We had this fair value gap on the 1 hour, which we did come down in, trade in, bounce out, and come back down. It could hold, but if we break below this candle, it could indicate to hit these lows. The opening range kind of sucks. The first 5 minutes and we have a less than 20 point range. I think that's because of the news though. I think I still want to look for longs at the moment. But if we get into a setup that we like long and it doesn't pan out, from looking at a few days of back testing, it looks like if the next setup I go short, it could potentially work out. Still very new to this style. I'm aware I have a long road ahead of me for trying to perfect this, but at the same time I kind of want to adapt it to my needs, my just how I trade. So it's not much of a swing low, but we did go test these lows. And if this candle stays up here, that would be a fair value gap, where this candle ended down here. The next one pushes through it up past, here's a swing high. We didn't pass much past it, but it still kind of fits the criteria. If this candle closes up here with the wick, that's the fair value gap right there. So we kind of did. It's not that strong, so I don't know if I want to jump into it, but I would theoretically jump in like right now going long. You can do a test, and let's say we went long right here. With a stop down at 87, theoretically what would happen? So I would put my stop beneath the candle that had the fair value gap, or potentially at the low of the move. It's like 17 points. Shooting for 330-ish. These highs back here. This one does work out, then that confirms our hypothesis for the day, and we can look for the next setup to go long. If it doesn't, then we can switch it up and look for shorts. So far, we would have been in profit like this whole time. We could also maybe adapt this strategy just for some like quick scalps instead of going for larger movements. I mean, 30 points is obviously more than what I normally go for, so in my mind it's kind of a large move, but I kind of want to use this setup to possibly look for like 50 to 80 point moves. We also kind of just have like a slow morning, so. But if we were just looking for like 10 points at a time, we could have got it. The problem is grabbing 10 points. We don't want to grab only 10 points when we were willing to risk 17. Unless this method proves to be like a 90% win rate. This trade, it would still be working out. It only fails when we go down to 85. And it succeeded if you were only looking for 10 points. You know, on the 1 hour, we have a swing high in the early morning session, swing low that we're breaking through. So possibly within this hour, if we got a fair value gap pushing up on the 1 hour, that would definitely confirm our hypothesis for wanting to go long. I think. Again, I'm pretty new to this, so this could have been our opportunity right here. I think we're gonna align better if we're in a trade. So we're in at 304. We did come down and touch the top of that candle, which I think is a good sign, especially moving back up. So we'll see if we can ride this to 330, 340. Well, if we want to ride it there, it's gotta be willing to go there. I'm not the driver of this market. It is a lot calmer being in trades when like you're waiting for the like particular setup. So I don't know, maybe I wish I would have like just stuck to something a long time ago versus going through all the stress of what I think is gonna happen, and like coming at it with this mindset is like, well, it's presenting the setup that I believe is going to work out, but if it doesn't, like I have the opportunity to get out. I'm not risking that much. Like I'm okay with it. And I did go in today excited to trade, which I have said before, like I shouldn't have that thought, but I was excited to try this mythology. So just giving us some crappy price action. So we're hitting these highs from this morning. I said my goal was like 35 to 40, but I mean, could continue to just rip up. I don't know. I think for our, like, we're just starting out on this. I'm going to be a little more modest with my goals instead of like trying to go for these huge moves. This was an excellent trade. It worked out exactly what I was saying. I'm kind of in shock and surprised. I do want to watch it and see if we could have squeezed up to like between 30 and 40. That's not that much more. I mean, we got out at 24, so say another 10 points. That's not like a, we didn't miss out on too much. But from looking at older data and past days, I mean, these types of moves were netting like close to like 100 points if you can obviously pick the right ones. 2 reasons for getting out though. This was a new strategy for me, so I kind of just, I mean, if I can get my profit for the day, I want to just be done while I build up the confidence in this, build up, you know, this new way of thinking. Another reason is the opening range was absolute garbage. Where's the 5 minute? 9:30. We had a like an even candle. I don't remember what we're supposed to call those. I'm drawing a blank, but buyers and sellers were in agreement. It was like right in the middle. Wasn't really green, wasn't really red. I mean, I know my candle shows green or yellow or whatever the hell the color is. I'm colorblind, so that's why I have my colors like this, but that's besides the point. And the range was less than 20 points. That's crap for NASDAQ. But we just secured our we secured more than our daily goal. 1 trade. Now we're done. I'm gonna just watch this and see if it continues to move up. I also need to, while I'm learning this, I need to figure out like where I want to start moving my stops. Had we got in immediately when I was talking about this, we would have went from like 302 to say 315. It's more than 10 points, but I wouldn't have wanted to move my stop because we would have like taken a loss or a break even or something. We need to be allowing the market to come down and trade this full gap, but we want to get in at kind of immediately towards the top. I'm glad I did wait because we did come down, and that would have been less than 10 points of drawdown, but it would have made me nervous, especially with the first day of doing this. And I'm glad I didn't move my stop and I just exited because now we're coming back down, which we need to be able to weather this because it could come down again. It can come down and test into here, but this should hold if we're long bias and waiting for it to move up. Now, for any of you like ICT professionals out there, I don't know if this was the perfect setup that you all are hunting for, but it worked for me today. Maybe that's luck. Maybe this wasn't the ideal setup. I don't think it was, because in all of like his videos, you guys are hunting for like these massive moves. I'm also not willing at the moment to do moves that take all day to get 100 points, because I do have a normal job and I can't be in a trade if I'm trying to focus on that, because I'm only going to be thinking about my open trade. Even if I just set a bracket and walk away, it's very hard for me to not think about it. But now that we have some movement, I could see the market going down and hitting some people's stops and then making the continuation up. But it also makes sense doing the opposite, because when you look in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, that's why I did that. But during it, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It could go either way. I don't freaking know. At the moment, it looks like we got out at the perfect time. My stop would have been hit if I just left it alone. And now we have if this candle closes down here, we have a fair value gap right here. Since it broke this swing low, I mean, maybe we could short that in 300-ish if that closes. Well, with the news, with the lack of good price action, with us trying a new strategy on day one, and with hitting our goal on our first and only trade, I'm gonna just call it there. It's 10-10. I don't want to even risk the feelings creeping up of wanting to continue trade because we're still new at this style of trading. So I want to take it nice and slow, go for little scalps, and then just see if they actually play out for the larger moves. Probably come look at the markets later, like after market closed, and just see what this did if we had our stop. No, I mean, our stop would have gotten hit. I wouldn't want to keep moving that because I said putting it below 85 and that got hit. So we got the move that was given to us, and I think we took it perfectly. Again, I don't know if that's what was expected from like other people who trade like this, but could have just been luck, or I could have been seeing it correctly. I don't know. Let me know if you guys trade like this. Let me know if was my thought process correct. I really like this. I really want to dial it in. Maybe this is our future. Who knows? You guys, good luck out there. Again, let me know how you guys did today with the news. If you did trade, if you didn't trade, good for you. It's probably best to not even trade news days unless that's your strategy. Talk to you guys later.